Girls of Reddit, what is the biggest turn-off guys do? Warning, some audiences may find this content disturbing. View at your own discretion. Welcome to the House of Reddit. Today, we share some r/AskReddit posts from Reddit. Girls of Reddit, what is the biggest turn-off guys do? I got mine removed. Here's my fuck American health system story. Warning, it may be a bit gross to some. I went to get my tonsils removed, right? The doctor puts me under and I wake up in what feels like 12 seconds and I'm in a hospital bed. They help me up and into a wheelchair and help me to my mother's car. I fall asleep in the passenger's seat and wake up later in my own bed. It wasn't bad at first. The pain was horrible after the painkillers wore off, but I was alive. Then, I coughed up a blood clot. Didn't think much of it, the hospital gave me a biohazard containment bag for it. Slowly but surely, I coughed up more and more blood. I started to feel sick. My lips went pale. I was sleeping a lot. Eventually, I broke down from the pain, blood dripping from my mouth, and begged my mother to bring me back because there was something wrong. As it turns out, over the course of a week, I lost 2 liters of blood, half of which went straight into my stomach. I went back, paid a lot for this as well, and got it cauterized. Went through another week of liquid-only diet. Then soft serve for another week. Non-brittle another 2 weeks. Then I was back to normal, but without tonsils. I nearly died once again. Flossing and then brushing is the best for making sure your teeth are completely clean. Flossing first allows you to remove small pieces of food the brush won't reach, and then brushing removes the additional bits it can reach and does a cleaning. I never heard of it being an American obsession. For me it's a basic habit. Funny to hear so many people don't do it. I wonder how they all keep their mouth clean. Maybe they never get food between their teeth. The importance of it is nowhere to be seen in the rest of the world. Bro, there's literal people in the world who shower 2 days a week. Doesn't sound like the rest of the world is so clean if you put that way. Someday I'd love to meet a person who can look past the surface of what I say to understand the deeper point I'm trying to make. Clearly today isn't the day. Maybe tomorrow. I like boring. It means I get to be the exciting one in the relationship. Maybe the problem isn't that the people you're meeting are boring. Maybe it's that you're not exciting enough. Seriously though, I'm really just saying people are attracted to all sorts of things, and it's annoying as hell to hear about how a person needs to be something amazing / exciting / unique / super duper extra special to be worthy of love. Not attracted to a particular person? That's perfectly okay. Just means you two aren't compatible. His or her Netflix addiction is not the problem. The lack of compatibility is. This kid in my son's school is always bragging about this Versace this, his bridling that, his dad's many cars, and so on. It is really sad, because everybody knows they are one of the poorest families in the school. What I am impressed about though is how the kid does his research. So recently we moved to Paris, France. My son had some sort of event at school to say goodbye to everyone. Not long after the move, this kid sent him a message saying that he was flying to Dubai on one of his business jets, a converted B717, no less, and he planned to make a detour to visit us in Paris. He would be landing in a couple of hours at Le Bourget. I mean, he took the trouble to figure out that private jets don't typically land at Orly, the domestic airport, or at Charles de Gaulle, the international one. No, they land in the exclusive Le Bourget. Unfortunately, half an hour before he was scheduled to land, he told us that unfortunately his plane has been diverted away because of the pandemic, so he wouldn't be visiting with us after all. Thin line between lack of ambition or responsibility and contentment. I'm solidly middle class. Easily pay my bills, exceptional credit rating, getting my kid through an Ivy League school with very little debt, which I will pay off myself when she's done. But I'm good. I'm not hungry for more. At most, maybe I'll buy a house again after my kid graduates. Wifey got the first one, but other than currently saving and investing for a comfortable retirement well within my means, that's about it. This is frequently seen as a serious character flaw in me. Unfortunately, perhaps for me, I'd rather enjoy what I have and pursue friendships and recreational experiences than sell my soul 100 hours a week to climb the ladder any further. After so many times of coming within inches of grabbing the brass ring only to get thrown off the horse, my priorities are peace and stability. A lot of us were raised with the expectation of being stoic, which is still a value among most men today. My mom used to tell me people respected somebody who didn't have a lot to say but was willing to listen and that it showed intelligence. She even sent me to an etiquette workshop when I was 13 to try and make me into some kind of gentleman. Naturally, I disappointed her by making my whole table roar with laughter at really stupid jokes all night at the final dinner. I did, however, do all the right etiquette things for the girl I was paired with. So there's that. Being bad at conversation. I don't even mind social awkwardness, or clumsy conversationalists, or cringe jokes, because those all at least demonstrate making an effort, and can even be charming at times. But with too many men it just feels like pulling teeth. They don't demonstrate any curiosity, they give close-ended responses, they don't respond to jokes, or worse, they like making jokes and think they're funny, but can't share in humor or read jokes from others. They're happy to talk about themselves and don't ask anything in return. Most other traits I can maybe forgive, or understand, but this is a legit turnoff that just evaporates any interest I possibly felt. It's so irritating. Insecurity can become legitimately repulsive at times. My BFF has a friend who's engaged to a guy who has this hugely inflated ego that's rooted in insecurity. Everyone can see it, except him. Some of the things he does that are major turn-offs. Gives himself pep talks in the mirror. Says stuff like, "You look really hot," to his own face. Takes critique of the things he owns personally. X. They bought a house and she can't say she thinks the color of the walls are ugly without offending him on a personal level. Flexes at girls. BFF said he did it once to her and the fiancé told her to look away since it was so cringe. The fiancé has been trying to curb these habits, but the consensus between myself and BFF is that the relationship really needs to end before the wedding. Also, if any guys are reading this who may have an inflated ego to compensate for feelings of worthlessness, recognizing that you have it is the first step towards building up your self-worth. And it's worth it for more than just getting girls. Happy and healthy men are attractive. You don't have to be perfect, but trying to be better is a great first step. The idea of a single soulmate is illogical. There is nearly 7.5 billion people out there. Love is a spectrum from the person you get along with most to the person you least get along with. Somewhere on this spectrum we draw a line and say that anyone above it is a suitable life partner. We can happily live with them forever. However, that particular person might not be number 1, 2, or even in the top 2,000 or million. It just depends where you draw your line and how many people are then within the section of your spectrum that is acceptable. This explains why people can be happily married but then cheat. They found someone who was also in the life partner zone but was higher ranked. They could be happy with both partners but happier with one over the other. For some people the happy zone is small in population and for others it is large. For some their zone is large but they don't fit into many other people's zone and vice versa. So they love lots of people but don't get loved back, or they are loved lots but don't return it. Overall, that's how the world is. Everyone has a personal spectrum and typically thousands if not millions of potential adequate life partners, but they might never meet most of them. So to get over a broken heart, just think about this and get out there and start looking for another one. They might even be higher ranked than the last one. If you enjoy this video, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please let us know in the comments below. Turn on the notifications to know when we post new videos. Thank you for coming to the House of Reddit.